When I first started writing this book in 2016, I was coming off a breakup and a layoff. And I was in this long-term relationship. I thought we were moving toward marriage, and it ended abruptly, but I can't say I didn't see it coming. So 7 days later, April 1st, 2016, I got laid off. Like, they literally let me show up, sit through the meeting, build my rundown for the show, and then I got a call from HR to come upstairs. And then they walked me out of the building. My whole life changed in 7 days. 7 days. And it was embarrassing. It was heartbreaking. It was dark. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to live. I would fantasize about my suicide. If I was driving somewhere, I would think, oh, well, if I just run off this bridge. Or maybe if this semi hits me first, I won't have to deal with this anymore. And then God told me to write the book. Start the book. You gotta write about all this stuff that you've been going through, because it's gonna heal somebody else. It's gonna heal you. It's gonna heal the people around you. It's gonna heal the people around them. And I'm seeing that already before anybody's even read the book. No one's opened the book yet, and already people are being healed and set free by my journey, by my obedience, by my sacrifices. And so that's where I'm being healed. He's healing me from the depression, the suicidal thoughts, the shame of being blackballed in the broadcast industry. I thought I would never work in news again. And I've had that opportunity. I've had the opportunity to redeem myself. God gave me redemption and promotion in front of the people who thought they broke me. Hey y'all, so today I spoke at the It's Just PR panel, and there was a young woman there who I didn't see until she stood up and said her name. And as she said her name, I asked myself, don't I know her? And she looked at me in the middle of her introduction and she said, you spoke at my school 2 years ago when I was a student at the University of Central Florida. And it brought back all the emotions of that day for me. I had just been fired. I lost my job the day before I spoke to her group, and it took everything in me to show up. And when I spoke to her after the event today, she said, I came today because I saw your name on the panel. What if I didn't show up that day? I wrote a blog about being a woman, being other in this industry, and showing up to a newsroom every day, pitching stories, knowing nobody's listening to you, and they're going to want to do what the other stations are doing, chasing the clickbait, not necessarily telling the stories about real people and real issues. And that's really frustrating, because that speaks to the lack of diversity. It's one thing to hire brown faces, but it's another thing to hire people from different walks of life. That's true diversity. You want people who don't think like you think, and that elevates your coverage. And I was very frustrated at the time that I wrote that. But while I was frustrated and I wrote it, it spoke to people, and I got a lot of thank yous. But the industry, the managers, the corporations, they were not happy about it. And so shortly after that blog is when I lost my job. And when I went to apply for more jobs, I'm talking flying out for interviews, it was, oh, you're so great. Oh, it's, we wanted to, but it's just too soon after the blog. We're going to have to put some space in between that. But I'm grateful for all of that, because that put me in position to create a daytime talk show, to develop a daytime talk show. And now the whole world gets to see what I created because of that denial, because of that rejection.